Check out and subscribe to our NASCAR mobile alerts. Get the latest NASCAR race results and breaking news sent right to your phone. Text NASCAR to Speed 3 for Speed NASCAR text alerts driven by Good Sam Roadside Assistance.
If you were going to get a text right now, it would say, watch this restart. It's going to be amazing. There's a NASCAR Camping World Truck Series win on the line, and there's some hungry drivers fighting for it.
Well, I don't see if we can get a hold of the guy that's going to be in control of this restart. Hey, Brendan Gaughan, Phil Parsons up in the speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, Phil. How you doing tonight?
Good, buddy. Not quite as good as you. You've had an awesome South Point Chevrolet, and you're in control on this restart. You're going to be inside of 10 laps to go. What's the plan, buddy?
Plan is try to have another solid restart. Get my shifts clean. Try to pull away like I have all night. Mr. Childers, Jerry Cannon, and all the guys have given me one hell of a Chevrolet tonight. So I just got to do my job right now. Last kind of, hopefully the last restart. Have some fun.
Ray reported that you were talking about taking the outside on this restart.
I don't know. What do you think up there? Which choice do you think I'll take, Phil?
Well, if you take the inside, Brendan, you're going to have Ty behind you. You're going to have your teammate behind you. If you go to the outside, you're going to have one of your competitors. So it's up to you, buddy. I can't take that pressure.
I think I'll stick with what's got me here in life, and that's the outside.
Yeah, we talk about it. When a racetrack likes the outside, you're on it.
I thank you guys. Appreciate it, and hopefully South Point can finish this off right.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Brendan Gaughan has been on television enough. Did you notice how he was looking in the camera every time he'd ask you a question?
He was looking right at me.
Looking right at you. They show 10 to go, and the lights go off the pace car, meaning next time by, the green flag will fly. Brendan hopes it's the last restart that he'll have to go through, potentially getting his 9th career win in the Camping World Truck Series. And as we've mentioned, his last win came on a 1.5 miles at Texas Motor Speedway back in 2003, and he has chosen that outside line. And
this is what you live for. This is what you race for. You want a chance with 10 laps, inside 10 laps to go, to line up with the lead next to everybody side by side, and do the job. Richard Childers has certainly given him the truck to do it. He's proven that tonight, and Brendan just wants to pull this off. He'll feel so good when this one's over, but right now, I don't know how good he feels. I think he gave us a great interview, but he's got to be a little bit antsy about this start.
Yeah, he knows that James Busher's been coming. He knows Timothy Peters has been good, and obviously Ty's been strong.
How about we had Justin Allgaier up in the booth earlier today for the ARCA race, and now he's talking a little bit of trucks here. Don't know who is going to win. That's why I love the Truck Series.
That's the way that ARCA race wound down too. We had a big charge late in the going. It was in doubt till the very last lap.
Yeah, and Kevin Swindell got his first win in the ARCA Racing Series. Now we're going to find out if this could be the 9th win for Brendan Gaughan, or could Timothy Peters go 2 for 2 of the last 2 races. Side by side, coming through the tri-oval. 9 laps of racing to go. Green flag goes back in the air.
Oh, Brendan spun the tires, but
so did James. It looks like everybody had a little bit of trouble getting going.
A real slow restart.
Timothy Peters on the inside. Now Gaughan trying to wrap out that engine, see if he can get the momentum up. And it's going to be Timothy Peters into turns 1 and 2. Now the battle's on for second.
Timothy Peters, for the 2nd week in a row on a late restart, grabs the lead from the 2nd spot. Last week in Iowa, he drove off with the win. What can he do here? 4 wide.
3 wide. 4 wide through 3 and 4.
Gone sideways.
Brendan Gaughan sideways, almost into the wall. And now they continue to battle 2 and 3 wide behind. The big pack making their way across the stripe.
How can they get through all this without people running in each other?
It was 3 and 4 wide through 3 and 4, and now we're still 3 wide for position. Up into the wall, another truck.
Joey Coulter gets really high off turn 2, but somehow, Phil, those guys sorted that out. That looked like Talladega, didn't it?
It sure did. I couldn't believe that they got through that without somebody bouncing off somebody else.
What an amazing rebound for the 31 of James Busher. We see the 6 of Justin Lofton getting loose. He's got Cale Gale behind him. James Busher has made his way up to second, battling for the lead with Timothy Peters after being on pit road and changing a carburetor during this race.
Side by side right now. We talked about how strong James Busher has been.
We've also talked about Matt Crafton all night long. These guys side by side. Watch Matt charge up there and make it 3 wide.
Busher on the inside, Peters on the outside. He's going to take the spot, and it looks as though a lot of damage to the 6 of Lofton. He's into the wall. Can he get to pit road without the caution coming out? No, the caution comes out.
Keep coming around, bud.
We will have another restart.
And I'm going to tell you one guy that's glad we're going to get another restart, and that's Brendan Gaughan. He's going to have another shot at him here.
He's got another shot starting from the second row. He's on the outside of the second row. He could get on a run and make this thing interesting as well. So you're right. He's happy to be able to get a chance to redeem himself.
So the 6 of Justin Lofton brings out the caution. Lofton, after starting on the pole tonight, his first career pole, not the way he wants the evening to end. He'll bring that truck to the attention of his crew.
I think right now Timothy Peters pulls up beside James Busher, and now NASCAR will have to go back to the last loop prior to the caution flag coming out to determine who is actually in the lead, and we'll restart this race up front.
You see how Lofton got up into the wall.
I think he had already made some contact maybe with the outside wall, the other end of the racetrack.
How about that? Great camera work following that piece. It came off of the 6.
Remember these restarts from Iowa a week ago? Watch Timothy Peters. That's your lead truck, Ron Hornaday, on the outside, but Peters uses the inside line to grab the lead and drives off with the win. Looked like he's going to have a chance to do the same thing here in Chicago. What a great move that was on this most recent restart.
And that win for Timothy Peters, his 4th win. Here's the last restart. This is what happened. You saw the 2 of Brendan Gaughan spin the tires.
He brought him down really, really slow. When he got in the throttle, he spun the tires. Timothy actually had lost some ground, but then didn't spin the tires. And you see him, he emerges with the lead here when they got to 1.
And we heard Brendan talking to his crew. He said, I think if I hold them down for a slower restart, it'll give me the best chance to jump them. When he went to jump them, the tire spun on the back of that truck. No momentum. Timothy Peters had the advantage on the bottom.
And that's the danger. When you have hot tires, they're not going to get as much grip as cold tires do.
A lot of damage to the right side of the 11 of Todd Bodine as well. We're seeing a few trucks on pit road trying to get their trucks back out onto the racetrack. And the 6 of Lofton still on the lead lap, but he's scored back in the 19th spot right now as they continue to work on that truck.
There's certainly point implications coming in here. Justin Lofton, one of our top point guys coming in.
Lofton 2nd in the point standings. Ray, what are they doing with the 11?
Well, they're putting tires on this thing, Rick, and trying to pull the fenders out. But keep in mind, Todd Bodine and Joey Coulter, those were 2 of those trucks that put their 2nd set of tires on before we got to halfway. So they think that certainly could have been part of what went down here. Todd Bodine came into this race 11th in points. And their goal now, I think, from talking to the Onion, is they want to win another race or 2 this year, not really thinking that the championship is in picture. And they lost a lot of spots right there when we went back to green flag racing.
Man, there's so much going on right now. Those guys down on pit road, Ray and Hermie, covering all the action. But what about Rick Crawford? He's up inside the top 10 in that 73 truck. Our guys that are battling for this championship crashing. Todd Bodine into the wall. There's been so much action here in this race, but this man has remained steady and solid, and he's driven up into the top 10.
Oh, you know Rick Crawford, he's a multi-time winner here in this series, always does a great job. Just makes very infrequent starts now, but great to see him have a good run here.
Yeah, Rick Crawford has really transitioned into being a track owner and promoter from Mobile. Short track.
Well, promoters need to know about racing, and I'm pretty sure that Rick Crawford knows a little bit about racing.
Look at the top of your screen here, right there.
And there's Todd Bodine down on the inside of him. We saw some damage on Todd's truck as well, but it doesn't have anything to do with Todd.
Yeah, Justin just got loose there, made contact. That's down at the other end of the racetrack, and then we caught him as he went into turn number 3, had the bumper bar dragging behind that truck, and obviously makes some more contact with the outside wall.
I was wrong. That was Ron Hornaday on the inside of Justin. Here comes Todd Bodine behind him, and somehow Todd wrecked into the wall at the same time.
And remember, Justin Lofton on that critical pit stop only took 2 right side tires, and we talked about other guys that did the same thing. One of those guys, Ty Dillon, currently in the 7th spot, only took 2 right side tires.
James Busher will have the lead here on this restart. The NASCAR officials determined that he was ahead when they got to the loop when the caution flag was displayed.
Wow. We get another try.
Can we do it again? When they come by this time, it'll be 3 laps to go.
If this isn't a way to spend your Saturday night, tuned into speed, watching these guys in the trucks battle. Hermie, what's Busher saying down there?
Well, he and his crew chief Mike Shelton are talking about the last restart and what happened with the 2 truck of Brendan Gaughan and when things got going. So they are trying to learn from what they saw the last restart and trying to get themselves in the best possible position to cap off this pretty outstanding comeback for the 31 team. Ray?
Well, it'd be a great comeback for the 17, too, no matter how this thing finishes. And Crew Chief Butch Hilton has been on the radio reminding Timothy Peters that this is a big picture points night. He said we could come out of here pretty good. If we don't win the race and we finish second or third, we'd be fine. But if we have it wadded up by racing too hard, we could lose a lot. So kind of keeping the big picture in points. But remember, Timothy Peters, one of those guys that had to come from the back after changing a motor.
Yeah, but guys, the checkered flag's right there. It's
Yeah,
the checkered flag.
I can feel it.
Yes,
I know what
yes.
it's going to be like. I just did it last week. I drove around the leader to win a week ago. I got to do it again here.
This restart is the most important because we will have 2 laps to go, which means this is it. You're going to see the white flag next time by and the checkered.
Well, they could wreck on this lap, and then that would create a green-white checker.
We don't want them to do that.
Well, we don't want them to do that, but we saw them 5 wide the last restart.
Looked like we were racing at Talladega back there. I mean, that's crazy. And those guys are racing for 12th. And that just tells you what you'll do to win one of these races. If you'll go 5 wide to finish 12th.
What are you going to do for the lead here?
Exactly.
We're about to find out who has the best restart and can they hang on to that great track position. Out in front, James Busher, Timothy Peters making up row number 1. Busher has chose the outside line. Peters on the inside line. Then in row 2, the 2 of Brendan Gaughan and the 88 of Matt Crafton coming through the tri-oval. Green flag back in the air.
I don't think any tire spin that time, except Jason Leffler.
A lot of guys behind spreading out, but they're side by side as they go into turn number 1.
No advantage this time. Dead even coming off of 2.
Down the backstretch they go. Now the momentum on the outside has Busher in front of the 17, but here comes Timothy Peters on the bottom of the racetrack. This time by, the white flag will fly. Who will be in front when they cross the stripe?
How about
Busher has the advantage.
The lead with the white flag in the air.
Side by side at the stripe. Peters had the advantage. White flag in the air. This is it. Final lap. They're battling door to door as they go through 1 and 2.
You think Timothy Peters is thinking about the big picture right now? He wants to win this race. He drives up in front of Brendan Gaughan. Brendan to the bottom trying to grab that spot.
Now second, it's Brendan Gaughan taking it away from the 17 of Timothy Peters. Does he have any room to get up to the 31? James Busher, after changing a carburetor, coming through the tri-oval. James Busher will win at Chicago.
Hornaday sideways on the front straightaway.
He catches it, straightens back out. Now they're sliding behind him. Crawford trying to avoid in the 73. Brendan Gaughan coming home second. What a finish by James Busher.
I'm telling you, you don't often change a carburetor during the race and get to victory lane.
And in dramatic fashion, too. What a finish these guys put on. I love the truck racers. Fireworks in the sky. They were so determined to get the victory, whether it was Peters or Gaughan or Busher. They just fought so hard.
Fireworks on the racetrack, too.
And James Busher, coming into this season, hadn't won in NASCAR.
Look at Ron Hornaday, just pushes up and then finally gets sideways and right in front of Cale Gale. And
Cale, he did all he could do to avoid Ron Hornaday.
Our scoring monitors have Hornaday beating Cale Gale by, a very, very small margin, about 6/100ths of a second, and Hornaday was going sideways.
We talk about the 1.5 miles. This is a 5th of 10 1/2 miles. That guy has won 3 of them.
And you got to win on the 1.5 miles to win the championship, if history tells you.
Absolutely. In the last 12 years, only 2 times as a champion, not won at least 1 race on a 1.5 miles.
Hermie Sadler.
Mike Shelton, I'm going to get out of the way 1 second. I saw that coming. Hey,
why didn't you warn me?
A few laps before this race is over, you guys were in survival mode. Take what you can get and get out of here. You end up in victory lane. How'd you do it?
These guys don't give up. James never gives up. I just can't thank them enough. I mean, thank God, thank these guys. I mean, they didn't give up. Carburetor change on pit road. James buckled down, 1 little change. I mean, he was on a mission. I don't know what to say. I mean, that's huge.
Well, this is a good win for this race team. Come back from 2 laps down, and they're going to victory lane at Chicago.
Thanks, Hermie. Big celebration for the 31 team and James Busher. Got his first NASCAR win to start up the season at Daytona, but it was in the Nationwide Series. Now 3 wins in the trucks.